Time to start. Well, guys, so once again, I welcome you all for today's first session uh, of our project work, which we are going to do from today. So let me just make the settings clear. Okay, fine. Hide it. Okay, I think it's. Let me know if everything is fine, then I can proceed, guys. Mark in the chat box, or you can on your mic and you can also respond to me. So welcome to uh, SCWT, or WTSC project. So I'll be taking charge of C2 class. So we have again a separate schedule which is shared as part of this work. Just a minute. So you also have credits for this. So we will have our session every Wednesday, okay, and Thursday. Every Wednesday and Thursday, we are going to have our session, and probably the first 1 hour, I'll be taking some session onto some topic, or maybe we shall have a discussion on what work we have to do, and probably the next 2 hours, you can start working on that activity. Okay, so till we come back to our offline sessions, I think we have to go with online mode of doing this work. So I would like to just hear from you, like, what is your expectation on this WTSC project, or the title actually it is SCWT project. Okay? So SC and WT project. Good afternoon, Sri Lanka. Okay, so we will have concepts, software engineering. Okay, uh, just a minute, guys. Software engineering along with web technology. Okay, so these are two subjects which we are going to see, or we are going to discuss few concepts out of these two subjects to make our project work get ready. So this is actually a very crucial activity which I would actually give you a hint, because down the line you are again going to do some maybe internship, okay, or maybe you're going to do some mini project, or maybe in your final year you're going to do your major project, for which you have to submit some documentation, or maybe you have to implement some front end screen. Okay, uh, there is something like you have to, just a minute, guys. Okay, they're able to join. Okay, fine. So you are supposed to uh, prepare prepare some documentation. Okay, or you are supposed to do some implementation. Okay? You are supposed to design some front end screen. Okay, you're also supposed to prepare the back end. Okay, so this is a combination of all these things. Yes. And usually, till now you haven't put anything, I mean, related to this kind of activity in your resume. I think after this semester, maybe, okay, you will get a very wonderful opportunity that you can happily put that I have, okay, I have done Okay, a project. Okay, I've done a project work as part of, okay, SCWT, or maybe I have done a project work by applying, okay, applying or implementing, okay, uh, implementing SC comma WT concepts, okay, and have come up with a title, okay, with a title named as, okay, named as, okay, you write some title here, okay, as part of my, okay, maybe BTech, okay, third year, okay, second semester or first semester. Which semester are you now? Second semester. Okay, semester under the esteemed supervision of, okay, guide. Okay, you will mention your guide name. Okay, assistant professor, right? Okay, uh, assistant professor at, okay, department, okay, of CSE RGUKT Basser, okay, uh, comma, duration, okay, you will spell like 20, maybe we have started semester 22nd, 01, okay, 20, 20, okay, 2022 till, okay, maybe you'll do this work for 3 months, so considering, so maybe this deadline, okay, so this is going to get added in your resume, okay, right, which is an achievement. Fine. డ్రీమ్ ఉందా లేదా ఇది చేద్దామని? Hmm? Hope you're able to see this and you feel happy, right? If you put with some title and if you highlight in a resume, tomorrow when you go to interview, you can happily tell the interviewer that this is work which I have done as part of my project work, right? So in order to do this, okay, you need to know few concepts, okay, in order to do this you need to know some concepts. What are those concepts required? Can someone, can someone teach me out what concepts you need to know? Yes.
Any web technology, like as project is on web.
Okay, as one of your friends started with the web technology, okay. In web technology, what is that you're expecting?
Any front-end and back-end technology, maybe any stack like man, mean.
Okay, so probably before that, before getting into web technology directly, because the title itself is software engineering and web technology. Okay, so whenever you do a project, there are few things which you have to make a note. Normal lab is different, normal subject studying is different, but when you come to project there are few things which you have to take it seriously, okay, which we call it as project development life cycle, okay, stages. So project development life cycle stages. So any idea on project development life cycle stages from the audience? Would like to hear from your end. What all stages you need to come across, or what all stages you might have studied, or any idea somebody, because few students are also got exposed in some or the other way to your project work. So what is that You know about project level development life cycle. Yes, guys. Let it be interactive.
Like some phases like initiation maybe
Okay.
and planning execution.
Okay. So someone said initiation. Someone said execution. Okay. Any other? Any other guys? Usually, you might have also seen like project development life cycle or system development life cycle or software development life cycle. Okay. So, guys, take it as serious because this is something which you are going to start as an initial stage. Okay. So, if you go with project development life cycle itself, you have something called we start off with initiation. Okay. We start off with initiation, then, okay, IA. Initiation, then we go with planning. Okay. Without proper planning, you cannot go forward. Okay. Then later you come up with execution. Directly we will not go with execution. I mean to say your implementation. Next we go with monitoring. Is keep monitoring, and also sometimes we need to control our application. Then we close our application. This is usually the professional way of doing a project, or if you go with some phases of project life cycle, this is what usually you see. Okay. And there are many other different ways where project life cycle can also be taken forward. I don't know how many of you have heard about waterfall life cycle model. Can someone talk about this? Did you heard about this waterfall life cycle model?
Maybe something like agile methodology, like we do it in module wise.
Okay. Can you type in the chat box what stages you have come across? What stages you might have come across waterfall life cycle model? No problem, no problem. If even though you're wrong, also fine. Just want to know from you. Implementation of project. Okay, okay, fine. I would like to see your responses, guys. There are many models. This is one standard model which I'm talking about actually, waterfall life cycle model as part of software development life cycle. We come across few stages actually when we go into, we tell analysis. Okay, then uh, just a minute, underlining is coming. Okay, yeah, I've typed the requirements, documentation, planning, execution, testing. Okay, Harsha says maintenance. Okay, great going, guys. Okay, there are a couple of stages which we have to follow, right? Analyze. Okay, first we have to analyze what we have to do. Okay, then what I feel, we have to gather the requirements. Requirements gathering. Once we analyze, then we'll come back to know like what requirements we are in need of. Then slowly we go with our design, kind of blueprint, right? How we have to structure it. Then probably we go for yes, construction. Okay. In our words we call it as development. Then we go for implementation. Okay. Or kind of development is nothing but your implementation module. Then we go for testing and integration, testing and integration. Then once you have tested your application, you go for deployment. Okay? Deploy your application. Once you have done your deployment, then as a final stage, what we do is maintenance, right? So all the answers are correct. In the chat box, I have received responses. So the terminology might be varying, but the way you have answered me is absolutely fine, guys. Okay. So every project they start off with different approaches. Okay. And this we call it as project waterfall model. Okay. It looks like a fall of water. So that's how people take it as a okay conclusion. Normally, if you go with something called agile framework or agile methodology, heard about this term, agile, AGILE?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So if you go with agile methodology, also a similar kind of thing. If you see here, also there's a plan which we start off with. Okay, then we move on with design. Okay, then we go with development. Okay, then we go with the testing, then we go with the release states. Okay, then we go with feedback. So this is a kind of agile methodology which we keep following when we go for project development. So there are plenty of models. It's not like we have to go with waterfall model or agile methodology. So there are plenty of models, like you might have heard about verification and validation. Verification and validation. Anybody who have heard about it? Usually, in the IT industry, people use this. Okay, VNV model. People call it as VNV model. Okay, as part of software development, we use this different models. Okay, so VNV model, verification and validation. One side they do verification, uh, verification. On the other end, they do validation to speed up the activity. And there are other models also, like scrum model. Yes, absolutely, Harsha. Then just a minute, validation. There are other models also, like evolutionary model. Long back, actually I was working on these things as part of software development. Software project management. I was actually working on this concepts, evolutionary or prototyping model. Prototyping, typing. Okay, prototyping model. Okay, then very important was spiral model. Okay, then I was also working for a couple of projects on iterative and incremental model. Yes, monolithic, microservices. These are all different ways, Harsha. But end of the day, what I mean to tell you is the stages are not going to change. Okay, whatever it is, a life cycle approach, life cycle model you follow, these are the kind of stages which we come across for any kind of projects. Okay, maybe from model to model, we are having different benefits or different drawbacks. Okay, so if you go with V-shaped model, as I said, verification on one end and validation on the other end. Okay, so based on the requirements, software development, you keep moving from one methodology to other methodology. Okay, so when you have some time, probably you can go through and you can Google for the models. Okay, accordingly you can know like what is the change from one model to other model, right? But as part of our project work, these are a couple of stages which you'll be coming across. Okay, if I relate this to a real-time example, let me take example of constructing an house. If I go with construction of a house, okay, or maybe you're planning to over construction of an apartment, okay. So how do you do this life cycle? What is that you actually work out? Yes, guys. Maybe construction of house, or an apartment, or a building. What actually you do? Directly you go for execution. Yeah, would like to hear from your end, guys.
We'll plan first.
Okay, Harsha says plan. Any others?
We'll buy the land first,
Okay. So
and
you
then plan like maybe 300 or 200 square feet.
okay. So Harsha says wherever there is land, I'll go and buy that land. Hmm. Directly is going to buy.
Maybe analyzing, sir, analyzing which place is proper.
Okay. Which place is proper? Okay. Good. You do some analysis, right? Okay. You do some analysis, like you first actually check out like what is your requirement. Okay. Based on your requirement, you will analyze. Okay. Like where I have to purchase, which place I have to purchase, right? Because for example, suddenly you're purchased at Basra, and down the line, after 10 years you would like to get some benefit out of it, that you want to get some profit out of it. Nobody purchases it for loss, right? Maybe today you are purchasing it for some maybe 20 lakhs. Maybe down the line after 5 years, okay, you would like to see at least that value going to around 30 lakhs, right? Huh. Maybe after 10 years down the line, you want to see that doubling, right? So you will plan accordingly where it is required, huh? You will not go and purchase a land, you will not go and purchase 1 acre of property somewhere in the forest area, right? Because nobody would love to come and stay there, nobody would love to take that place back after 10 years or 15 years, right? Huh. So you would like to see the locality, you would like to see like facilities. Okay, usually in Hyderabad what they do, they check whether it comes under GHMC or not. Okay, people tell like GHMC layout, all that, huh? So you have that provision of water facility, power facility, huh? Security wise, then later on again, will there be any kind of road extensions, all that, huh? Suddenly you have gone and you have purchased some land uh, somewhere on the roadside, where there's a provision of ORR, outer ring road, huh? Down the line after 5 years or 10 years, what happens? You'll be in a great loss, right? Suddenly that construction comes and you have to sacrifice. So all this kind of analysis you do, right? Then you go with some requirement gathering again. Okay, so if I want to purchase maybe that land for construction, so what is that I require? What do you require, guys? First, what do you require? Come on, you have to.
Money, sir.
May I know who is this?
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka says money. You can type in the chat box also if you're not able to on your mic. Money. Harsha, what do you require? Any others?
Only that.
Harsha says, Harsha is in a doubt. Do I actually require money? Is his question now. Uh, Without money, now he's planning without money.
Crypto money.
What cryptocurrency? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I know. You were actually finding out for alternate solution. Okay, so he's actually checking for without money. Can I do this? Is his question now? Resources, fantastic, Narayana. Fantastic answer. Resources. So resources, of course, everything comes under resources now. Now we'll check. Okay, I need money. Okay, so how much money do I require? What is my plan? Okay, you have 20 lakhs in your account. Now you will not go for purchasing of 1 acre of land somewhere in the middle of the city, right? You will not get, of course. Okay, so you will plan like how much amount do I have, then what other alternates, I have to apply for a loan, house loan. Okay, then or maybe I have to go for a gold loan. Okay, or maybe I have to go for a personal loan. Okay, or maybe I have to sell some property and I have to get some amount back. Okay, so fine, you have got some enough amount. You'll also have a calculation, right? Yes, absolutely, Harsha. Sufficient documents or proof, yes. So you also will have a plan, right? You'll talk to your family members. What is your requirement? Okay, as I said here, what is your requirement actually? Okay, you're planning for an house for yourself and your family, or you're planning for a house for your joint family. Okay, or you're planning for a duplex house, you're planning for an apartment, you're planning for an house where you can have some shopping complex kind of thing. Based on that, you have to gather your requirement, right? So you'll also have a calculation. If I purchase house in this locality, then for registration, how much amount I have to pay. Then how do I get the other requirements, like maybe for construction, I need some sand, iron, okay, cement, okay, water facility, machinery, labor. Okay, so all that, so you will have a calculation, right? So just like that, you will not enter into that thing. Okay, so all these things you will have a calculation. You will also contact some civil engineer. You will go and talk to him like, this is my plan. Then accordingly, you will come up with a design proposal or a kind of blueprint. Okay, so usually when you go and usually happens in the city, and even now in other places also you could see this. Before construction, they will have a kind of layout, right? Kind of blueprint will be available to you. Okay, if you go around, they'll put a banner kind of thing, like, so this is how we are going to have a construction down the line in an 1 year. You would like to book for any apartment, you would like to book for any site in this place. Okay, if you go and ask there is nothing there, how come you are going to sell me? They'll tell you like, this is what the duration which we are going to plan. You can book the slots. Okay, you can book your site probably in 1 year. We are going to give you that flat. Okay, that would be handed over. You'll have some agreement kind of thing, some bond kind of thing you'll have with that builder, and you will proceed, right? Then development. Okay, later stage. So what happens, slowly once the design is ready, then you take all the required permissions. Okay, then you go for development on, in the sense, construction of that particular house. Okay, you'll start from the basement. Okay, so then you'll slowly go with construction of some compound wall. Okay, then you go with ground floor, I mean to say cellar. Then slowly you'll start going as per your requirements, right? Then testing and integration. Okay, so what do? You, once the construction is done, once everything is done, you also do testing, right? Whether the soil is fine or not. Or maybe you go to your inside of your house and you try to pour some water of from one of the corners, and you would like to see whether that water is flowing to the complete corner of the room, or it is coming and getting stuck in between, right? How is the flooring done? Okay, then sometimes you'll also close the doors, windows, and you will check it whether you are able to do it in a proper way or not. Okay, how do you test power supply is coming or not? Harsha, how do you check? take that wire and catch hold of it. Hmm?
Okay.
No, huh? Okay. Nobody have tried it, huh? Okay, fine. Sri Lanka says, sir, switching off lights, switching on lights. Okay. You would like to switch on lights and you have to check, huh? Fans, huh? Of course, huh? Okay. I thought you will give answer as ACs because everybody has ACs at your house, right? Huh. So you'll switch on. Nowadays everything automatic, right? Huh. So you don't want to go and switch on off now, huh? Automatic system has come up, remote control system. Hmm? Charger facility. Very soon you will also have charging vehicles. Huh? Probably you all can have those charging vehicles down the line. Huh? Okay. So you do all kind of testing and you would like to check whether everything is properly done or not, right? Before handing over. Hmm? Then you do kind of maintenance. You'll also have some sign up with the builder maybe for next 2 years. Maintenance has to be taken up. Usually if you go to apartments, they'll have a maintenance, right? They'll also take some maintenance charges from us for staying there. Okay, maybe the lift facility, or maybe something like water facility or drainage facility, or maybe some electrical facility or carpentry work. Okay, so all those things kind of maintenance will be charged for us. Cleaning, greenery kind of thing. Okay, usually in metropolitan cities, they collect two, maybe 1,000 to 2,000 rupees will be collected as part of maintenance charges. Okay, to make everything clean and look good, right? This is the kind of activity what we do when we go for construction of an house or maybe an apartment or whatever it is. Okay, same way we go for construction of a software, or maybe an application, or maybe some game. Okay, or what it is. Or maybe we can also take as a website as part of application. Huh. So what is your role? How do you do it? Can you relate the same example with our software development lifecycle model? And can you just come up? Hmm. What all we are going to do as part of development? Yes, guys, would like to hear from your end. Analyzing the requirement first. Okay. Hmm. Any other answers? Only Sri Lekha and Harsha are answering me. I have 40 participants, so you all have equal right to answer to my questions. నా క్లాస్లో అంటే మోమాటం, ఎందుకంటే ఫేస్ టు ఫేస్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ ఇక్కడ ఏం పర్లేదు కదా. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ కమింగ్ టు యర్ హౌస్ అండ్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ షౌటింగ్ ఎట్ యూ నౌ, రైట్? I'm not giving any punishment saying now stand on the bench, stand for 10 minutes. There's no chance, right? If I try also, there's no chance. If I ask Harsha stand on the bench, he will tell sir, yes, I am on the bench. Okay. Uh, you can answer me, no problem. Chat box is available to you. Let us have more interactive session. Hmm. This has to be two-way communication. Hmm. Then learning the required technologies. Okay. Hmm. Good. Still like to hear from all of you. Designing. Hmm. Okay. Still, I'm actually, huh? Okay. Hmm. Bhumika, Shreya, Vaijayanti, Shiva, would like to hear from your end. Hmm. Hmm. Come on. Hmm. No answers from Harsha again. Hmm. Okay. Well, maybe, we are planning to develop. We're planning to develop an application. Okay. Maybe in the form of a website. Okay. Or maybe game. Hmm. So what must be your idea behind it? You will have an analysis, right? We'll also have an analysis. Like already, recently, yesterday, we got some announcement from TSRTC. What was that announcement, guys? We got an announcement from
New
TSRTC
website, the new website will launch.
website. Yes, they have launched a new website. Okay, they have launched a new website, giving some very beautiful design and facilities. So which would make the people of Telangana and also people of other states to browse easily and also get all the kind of required updates, right? Who is our RTC TSRTC MD as of now? Huh. What's his name, guys? Very popular person. Come on, guys.
PC Sajjanar.
Ah, yes. Okay. Very popular person, very well-known person. Okay. Yes, ex-commissioner. Yes, Satya. So they have come up with a website. So it's not like website was not there, but they would like to add on some modules. Okay. Or maybe they wanted to give some more updates. Okay. Quick updates. Okay. Maybe somebody have booked a ticket, so they want to give like, okay, at what time ticket was booked, from where to where the ticket was booked, or maybe sometimes they want to cancel the ticket. Okay, maybe they want to change that location. Okay, booking location, or maybe they want to go other details like which bus is available, for how many buses are available, from where to where, all that stuff. Okay, maybe they want to contact some depot manager, or maybe something went wrong, they want to give a complaint. Okay, or maybe they want to know like what are the special buses, okay, at festival season. Okay, so what are the charges of the ticket? Okay, so all those kind of updates or helpline numbers, right? Other facilities. So we also do some analysis, like maybe they might have also done analysis, how is the website as of now. Okay, then how is the website, how we have to plan. Maybe we may plan a website for our own department, because as of now, uh, we don't have an official website for a department. Hope you all agree. So I think it's time where we can plan an official website, okay, for the department, okay, to give kind of quick updates, okay, where students of CSE then keep going to website and they can have all kind of updates, kind of testimonials they can place. Okay, they can have some internship updates, they can have some placement updates, they can have some examination updates. Okay, because few exam updates will not be there onto your hub. Okay, because they are not official to all, so some departmental activities. Okay, maybe you're planning for a seminar, a webinar kind of thing, workshop kind of thing. Okay, maybe some hackathon competition, coding competitions, right? So these things we can have it as part of our website, right? So maybe when they have gone for TSRTC, they might have done an analysis like what is exactly missing for the customers. Okay, so they might have listed out, because they are coming up a new version. Okay, they're launching a new version of website, so we have to give them the comparison. Okay, when compared to older version, what exactly is new here. The same happens when you launch a product also, right? When you launch a product in the market, you would like to see, you like to know the latest updates, or else you will not be ready to purchase it, right? Same here, they might have done some analysis. Based on that, they might have gathered the requirements. Okay, requirement gatherings in terms of employees. Okay, they have to hire the employees, right? Usually happens with the companies, the same they do when they get a project. Okay, when they get a project to their hand, maybe if Infosys or maybe TCS or Wipro or Dell, what they do is they hire the people, okay, based on the requirement. Okay, what is that requirement, what is that they are exactly have to develop. Okay, maybe now they are in need of employees who can actually design the project. Okay, for designing they need students who are good at UML, okay, unified modeling language. Okay, maybe they are in need of 20 employees. Okay, employees. Next, maybe they are in need of employees, okay, who are good at C programming. Okay, some 10 employees. Okay, maybe they are in need of people who are good at Java programming. Okay, maybe some 20 employees. They are in need of people who are good at HTML, maybe some 10 employees. Maybe there are in need of people who are good at maybe some scripting languages. Okay, maybe Python, okay, or maybe PHP. Maybe some 20 employees. Okay, they are in need of some DBA administrators. Okay, database administrators, some 20 employees. Maybe they are in need of some test engineers. Okay, some test engineers. Okay, maybe they are also in need of some what we call the HR team, okay, for recruitment, okay, of all these employees. Okay, they're also in need of some manager level, okay, top level, okay, who can manage the things, okay, who can actually coordinate the entire team. Okay, the technical managers. Maybe they are in need of some software professionals, I mean experienced, okay, who can actually guide these people. Okay, they are also in need of some people who are good at security, to handle the security issues. They also need people who can okay, launch all this, okay, who are good at uh, altogether, who are good at front end, comma, back end, comma, middle end. In simple, if you answer me. So they actually hire them. Okay, when a project is coming to their hand, they actually hire these people. If you ask me, then they also need people who can document. Because later stage, when they want this project somewhere after 1 year or 2 years, they need a proper documentation, right? Huh. Okay, so people also need people who can file all these things. There are plenty of different activities which happens under a project. Okay, so this might vary from team to team. If you are going for a startup, you know startup company, probably you might get a chance of doing multiple things, because you'll have a very small team size where you have to do everything. Okay, uh, you know companies like TCS, Wipro, CTS, they'll have already an expert team, so you have to work under it. Okay, you will not directly be assigned to sit on a project. You will be given some training, and then once you're confirmed that okay, he or she is eligible, then you can take over. Okay, this is how it happens. Okay, so what I'm telling you is this is all kind of requirement gathering which happens from your company end also. Then once everything is done, then based on the requirement you go for designing phase. The actual designing, in the sense a kind of layout would be given from the client end. Okay, what exactly is in need, and you will go for proper designing, And in our case, we go with UML actually. There are plenty of other things, but usually we make use of unified modeling language and we design the diagrams. I'll take a session separately on this. Then after that, then development, which is nothing but coding in our language, coding and implementation. You actually decide which language I have to code. So they'll actually write from LOCs. LOCs, what does LOC stand for? LOCs. Come on guys, LOCs. Have not heard about this? LOCs. Lines of code we call it as. Okay, lines of code. Based on this, actually they calculate the amount which has to be paid, okay, for that particular project. They give different okay, maybe I'm just giving as example, don't take it as a final. Maybe if you have written some thousand lines of lines in C, then they will calculate into some 25 rupees each line cost. Okay, maybe if you're writing in Java, maybe some 600 lines, okay, they're calculating each line costs some 32 rupees. Okay, just I'm just giving a rough idea. Okay, maybe HTML. Okay, now don't ask me, sir, in C we are getting less amount, in Java we are getting more amount. No, I'm not sure about it. I'm just giving a random figures. Okay, maybe you have written some 15,000 lines of code, maybe you're calculating some 30 rupees. Okay, in this way they're going to just give an approximation. Okay, the other expenses, all that, they're going to prepare a budget file. So they'll tell this is how, this is what the amount we required for completing this project. Okay. Then similarly, you'll have a separate testing team where these guys are going to test your project before release. Okay, then they'll come back with some errors kind of thing. Then again it would be given back to the development team. Again development team have to check all that and come up with a solution. This is a routine process which happens. Then later on deployment, you release this, you have alpha release, beta release, okay, gamma release. So different release stages will go to the client. Then you'll be again given a maintenance kind of thing for a project. Maybe some issues happens, technical issues, you need to answer them. Usually you do some bank transactions, okay, onto some website. Something goes wrong, you'll be given a toll free number or a customer care number. Okay, you call to them and you tell like, I have done transaction onto Amazon for a particular product, but in between, after transaction has completed, I haven't received a confirmation message. Okay, or else it is not reflecting back in my website, okay, back onto my page. Or maybe the amount has not credited back to my account. Okay, so you have this kind of issues where the maintenance team later on, they have to handle all that kind of queries. Okay, maybe you do some registration. Okay, what happens in between, people, if that browser is a little bit slow, or maybe your internet speed is not fine, they click on refresh, right? So suddenly you have done a payment, you're not supposed to do refresh there, because it is going to hit the database server. From there it is going to hit your bank server. Okay, so all that happens. If you click refresh, again it is going from this, it starts a activity from the start. Okay, now the amount has got debited into that particular bank server, but it is not reflecting onto your website, payment website. Okay, that payment gateway issues. Okay, so what happens, you will call to the customer care and you'll tell, I have paid amount but I'm not able to complete my registration process. Okay, then the technical team will answer you. They'll tell like, sir, you have pressed a refresh button, which you're not supposed to do it. Okay, now it will take under 3 to 4 working days to send you the amount back to your given account. Okay, or maybe sometimes product not delivered, all this kind of maintenance issues have to be handled later. Okay, so this is how you're actually, if you go with your software project. Okay, so we have seen two examples with respect to one of construction of house, and the other is construction of a product. Okay, now Sir, as part of this project, what am I going to learn? As I have already told you, as part of software engineering, we have to know what is a project all about. Okay, what are the different steps to be followed in okay, steps I can write as steps to uh, design, develop, and execute a project. Then we'll also see designing modules like UML, Unified Modeling Language. Okay, and we'll also look into some concept related to testing. Okay, and on the other end, web technology, I think you must be good at a few concepts like HTML, then JavaScript, okay, then CSS. I also think you must be good at some connectivity process like JDBC, okay. Then you must be good at some PHP concepts. So in the sense, you must be able to create a front end, back end, and middleware. Okay. So these are few concepts which I feel you must be good at, guys. And coming to how do we showcase this work end of the day is using documentation. Proper documentation. Proper documentation has to be produced. And how do we evaluate this? Do we evaluate? How do we evaluate this? As I already told you, will be conducted with some review. We conducted with some project review. Okay, uh, where you have to actually come up with a presentation. Actually have to come up with a presentation in the form of PPT, and you also have to show us the execution of your project. Okay, and at last you have to submit your documentation report. Okay, this is how the evaluation would be done, guys. I'm clearly telling you how the evaluation process goes on. So entire thing you have to submit it in the form of a project, for which I along with the review team will take a review to know to what level you have done the work. Your performance will be evaluated. Okay, for which you have to come up with a presentation PPT. In that you have to show us the entire execution process of your project, and you have to submit a proper documentation report of what work you have done from the start. Okay, now the immediate requirement what you have to come up is the project title. You have to come up with project title. So what is that project title I have to come up with? What am I going to do as part of my SCWT project? Okay, so plan to come up with some ideas. Probably in the next session we can discuss on this. Plan to come up with some project titles which could be helpful to you and your college. Okay, and then to the society. As a common man, you can just think how it would be helpful to the society or maybe to the government. Okay, you can also think from government perspective point of view, because there are a lot of schemes which are coming up from government of Telangana, government of India. Okay, so there are many applications across. Okay, or if you can also take up some small tasks with collaboration with our department, or maybe with placement, or maybe with your scholarship section, or maybe examination section. Okay, or maybe your outpass. So I'm just listing out here with respect to department, okay, with respect to IQAC, with respect to exam branch, okay, with respect to placement, okay, with respect to outreach programs, okay, with respect to sports, with respect to technical, with respect to cultural, with respect to some NSS, with respect to some NCC, or with respect to student activity, maybe like outpass. There are plenty of activities which are happening, maybe with respect to mess management system, or with respect to security management system, okay. uh, you know I'm just giving examples, okay. It's up to you again. So you can just think of from government of Telangana, government of India, okay. So other schemes, from a lot of perspectives we can see. You have some stationary stall, okay. Any requirement, or maybe you have some store, okay. You can plan accordingly, okay. Maybe you can also take some requirement from faculty. If they have any requirement, you can also come up with some title, okay. Maybe you among yourself can discuss and come up. Okay. So I'm not restricting anywhere. Okay, you can take it forward. Okay, you're actually working on some domain area. Okay. uh, Domain area where you want to take it as a forward. Okay. You can also go through it, I think so on. Well, guys, so these are plenty of opportunities are there to you, and this is something specific uh, you know task which actually proves your strengths, okay. If you ask me, you can also come up with some website for a school, right? If you have some school nearby your villages, you can give them a small website, right? Hope it is making sense, right? Hmm? You can have an kind of sign up with your village people, like I am going to develop a website to our school free of cost. Hmm? It's a kind of gift you are giving to them. Hmm? Maybe you can also have some sign up with your what do we call in villages, you'll have sarpanch, right? Sarpanch and other government officials. You can talk to them, like if they have any requirement, you can also take that requirement, because a lot of data they have to maintain. You can ask them, like, can we have it online? Okay, we can maintain it in a server. Hmm? So you can talk to them, you can come up with small requirements, because these are all done. Actually, there were a couple of batches who have done under my guidance last 2 years before. B15 batch or B14 batch, if I remember, they have done all these kind of things. Okay, we have done a website for our for a couple of schools in Bainsa, okay. uh, Sai Neha, then there are other students, they have done some website, if you see. So there are two people who have done some websites for Ankapur Nirmal projects, okay. So you can also talk to the surrounding peoples. Okay, we have our own school in our campus. Okay, so if somebody is seriously interested, willing to do some website to our school, our children, school children, you can come forward. I'll talk to the administration people there in the school, and we will look into like a small website is designed for them. Hmm? So small activities. Okay, the overall idea behind this is you have to learn the concepts. You have to know what it's all about a project. Okay, You have to look into, like, you be an expertise on all those concepts, and end of the day you must be able to handle this entire story. If I'm making it clear, guys. So this is all about SE and WT project, what we are going to do, how we are going to take it forward in upcoming days. I think I've given you enough insight about the exactly what we are going to do in upcoming days as part of the semester, and I think it is the time now where you guys can ask me any questions if you have as part of this session, or if you want to know any more insights and how we are going to do all that. One thing is, I told you, like, documentation evaluation, how it happens. uh, every week also you will have a kind of evaluation report generation, so where I'll be sharing that format to you. You have to fill and send me back, or I'll share a link on Google, I mean LMS, where you have to upload the document, like what work you have done as part of that week. Okay, so everything will be collected in the form of some evaluation reports, and that would be taken as week wise evaluations. Okay, so I'll also give the segregation of marks, how we are going to assign end of the day. Okay, so evaluation will be done in the form of, again, week wise reports also. Week wise reports, project reviews, okay, presentation, execution, and documents. So when I require, I'll also take some sessions on some concepts. You can also come up if somebody is seriously interested to talk about any of the concept which would help you and other guys as part of this project work. You are most welcome to have a session. Okay, you can take half an hour time, and you can also explain on some small concepts or small module. Okay, which would actually benefit all the student community. So I think that's all from my side for today, guys. So uh, next week probably we can come up, and we can take over with some titles. Meanwhile, you can uh, discuss among yourself. You can discuss with your faculty. You can discuss with your friends. You can discuss with your family members. You can discuss with your people around the community. You can come up with some beautiful ideas. Okay. So any queries from your end? We have 42 participants. Any questions from your end? I'm open to answer you. Any questions, guys? I just gave a brief introductory about how we are going to take this project work forward. So as of now, the task is just have a revise over all those concepts, have a refreshment. Anyhow, I'll come up with some concepts in coming days. Meanwhile, you can just sit and you can just have an you know thought of the day or idea of the day. What am I going to do as part of SCWT project? Right. So is everything fine? Harsha, Satya, Srilekha.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you're expecting from my end? Okay. If you don't have any queries, then thank you all. See you all in the next session. See you all on next Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you all, guys.